You know, several years ago, I'll give you an example. I took my wife with me to a place that was very, very strict. It was in another country where I had preached before and God had really moved. And when we walked through the door, this woman came right up to me. You know, my wife, Chartle, she dresses very modestly, but she just dresses normal. That's it. I mean, she doesn't wear some religious garb. She just dresses normal. And this lady walked up and right in front of me, in front of my wife, said, "Brother Paul, you preach with such power of God on your life, and God uses you so much. How could you be married to a woman like this?" Now, the woman was a young woman, and she was actually quite attractive. It's just that she had made herself almost look haggard. And no makeup, she had a veil on and all sorts of things, and was just like this, just very bitter looking. And my wife, just with a smile and a twinkle in her eye, said, "Do you have a picture of you before you were an unbeliever, before you were a believer?" And the woman said, "Yes." Charles said, "I'd like to see it. Do you have it on you?" And yes. "Okay, let me see it." And the lady opened up her purse and pulled out this picture. And here was this vibrant, beautiful girl smiling, a little bit of makeup on her face, nothing extravagant. And Charles looked at her and went like that. And she goes, "You know, I like you better as an unbeliever." And then she handed her a picture back and she said, "What has Jesus done for you?" She goes, "All I see is a mean-spirited, critical, haggard, joyless person standing before me. Is this what Jesus has done for you? And is this what Jesus is offering the world?" Now the whole point was this woman came proclaiming truth, but the truth had nothing but, the truth supposedly that she was speaking had no positive effect whatsoever in her life. You see? "Man, I don't like what that guy preaches, but I have to admit no one's ever loved me like him. No one's ever served me like him. Man, the stuff he says about family to me is a little bit kooky," the head deacon says. "I mean, it's just too extreme." And another deacon says, "Yeah, but have you ever seen a family like his? I mean, my goodness, look at just the way they seem to love each other." "Well, I think that guy's just full of a bunch of hot air." "Yeah, but he sure seems to fly a lot higher than we do." Do you see what I'm saying? It needs to be validated. If it's true, it's going to produce good fruit in your life. And don't be mean-spirited, and don't be overly religious. And I'll end on that. And what do I mean by overly religious? You know, several years ago, guys, I intimidated everybody all the time. I know I did. I mean, everybody be having a wonderful time, and then Paul Washer would walk in, who had been fasting for 683 days and hadn't drank water in 20 months and was at that moment memorizing the book of Romans sideways. Didn't crack a smile, didn't tell a joke, nothing. And everyone was intimidated until I realized that the whole thing was wrong. And you know what? Now a lot of times, and this is what's amazing, I just decided, look, I'm going to love the Lord, but I'm not going to try to be something. And I am most certainly no longer going to try to intimidate people. And you know what? I have found out when a lot of young zealots get to know me, they're disappointed now. They're disappointed. Because they want somebody like that. And they want to be like that. What I've discovered is something completely different. That I don't want to be anything more than a human being who has been a recipient of grace. I want to fast, and I want to go out when Ricky Young makes those ribs that he makes, and I want to eat as many as I can, and when my wife goes to the bathroom to change the diapers on my daughter, I want to scarf about 4 more. I want to laugh, and I just want to be a real human being, not some icon of false piety.